Hi everyone, it's me. I'm baby Aquaman, who loves to sleep. This little boy loves to sleep more than our first two babies, who were girls. Boys are sleepers, and it's wonderful. I'm speaking low because he's sleeping, but let me tell you, with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, they are screaming all the time, and he still sleeps through it. Let's talk about the name Baby Aquaman, because the internet is very, very divisive on it. Now, obviously, I really don't care. I shared the name with the world. It is his legal name. It's on his birth certificate. I share it with the world. Whatever you post on the internet, as I always say, expect to get some feedback, some criticism, some opinions. That is what social media is in a nutshell. I was actually kind of surprised, to be honest, how many people disliked the name and strongly disliked the name. I knew it was going to be a little polarizing and a little bit different, but never the reaction that came about from it. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who does like it, who supports it, who thinks it's a great name, it's iconic, and they wish they had their name. I name all my babies in a way that I wish I had their names. Now, Elvis and Malibu Barbie were always my names for babies since I was literally a little kid. When we had our second daughter, Elvis, we did not think we would be having a third because it was really difficult to get pregnant with 1 and 2. That if the third happened, it would be great, but we didn't think that it may happen. So we're like, let's just use Elvis on our daughter. And it fits our daughter very well. I'm so happy that we actually gave her the Elvis name. But when our boy came along, we're like, oh my gosh, what's a boy name? I didn't have any more. My husband wasn't dreaming of baby names as a kid. So coming to Aquaman was a joint effort. But if you know anything about me, you know I had a little Aquaman phase back in 2017, 2018. I went to a bunch of Comic-Cons to meet Jason Momoa at a time when I felt really low in life. I went from 2017 to 2019 going to all these Comic-Cons, and I had this weird drawn to him. Obviously Jason Momoa is attractive, so you think oh, that's why you'd go. But I truly feel I was drawn to Aquaman specifically because of my baby. I feel because Aquaman has literally been in me since birth, eggs and everything. I was maybe I was going to all these Comic-Cons to feel some sort of dopamine, to feel some sort of rush, because it was just basically foreshadowing this beautiful baby, my bundle of joy, my Aquaman. Another thing is my husband actually reposted the other day. He posted about 3 years ago his water museum. Now, if you don't know, my husband loves water. He identifies as water, and that's very sincerely, very truthfully. He doesn't like to think of himself as a physical, our physical bodies, our physical beings, gender, sexuality, all that stuff. He's very fluid and identifies as water, which I thought was a little cuckoo when I first met him. And then I was I started adapting the philosophy as kind of thinking, yes, we're all water beings. So he has a water museum. When I met him, he still has a water museum, and in that water museum there was a Aquaman figurine, and he posted it back in 2020. I reposted it the other day, and I just thought all of that was meant to be. He had the little trident, he had the Aquaman, and what's so crazy is his teacher from school, literally from 30 years ago, messaged him and was just out of the blue, and was oh my gosh, you were the original Aquaman, because I remember you talking about how much you wanted to be a water architect. And I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. I was so we always had that sort of same tie to Aquaman and no other superhero. If you know anything about me, I don't really get into superheroes like that. Now I am, because hi, boy mom. But specifically Aquaman has always been in my heart, and it was always very confusing why, and now I know. For all those genuinely concerned, I don't think you have to worry. Now, I don't mean this in a condescending way, but I do feel it's a little projecting by saying you're setting him up for bullying, because is that what you would do to a human, an adult named Aquaman? My editor Jimmy sent me a really nice text. He's I just see all your baby names as so iconic that even if they weren't in entertainment for a living, whatever career you decide, their names would still be really fitting. For instance, I think he said Professor Aquaman, President Elvis, Dr. Malibu, and I just thought that was the nicest thing ever. And that's how I feel too. Also, some of y'all need to redirect some of that concern. And again, I mean this so sincerely, because a lot of people are oh my gosh, naming your babies those names should be considered child ABUSE. And I was that's really not it. That's really not it, guys, because there's actual child ABUSE happening, and naming a child something that's cool and fun is not that. And finally, Aquaman can go by whatever he wants to go by. I love Aquaman. I love the full name, hence why we gave him the full name Aquaman. But of course, there's nicknames for everyone. Our Malibu Barbie, we call Malibu. Elvis is Elvis, but she can go by Elle. Malibu can go by Mally. Aquaman can go by Aqua. His middle name is also Moses, so he can go by Moses if he would like to. And if one day he wants to change his name, he's welcome to do that as well. I personally never liked my name Trisha, and I've kept it, and it kind of just fits me now. But we'll see when they get older. As a parent, we make these decisions for our children, and we just think we're trying to set them up for success in life. And I really do think Aquaman is set up for some really great, super success. And I really mean that wholeheartedly. Like, Malibu Barbie took on her name of her own. She's not the Mattel Malibu Barbie. Elvis is not Elvis Presley. And Aquaman doesn't necessarily have to be Jason Momoa or the little blonde guy from the comic books in the 60s. You know what I mean? Like, I think they take on life of their own with their names. They make it something that's completely their own, which is what I like to think I did with Trisha. And overall, thank you for making the internet and social media a very positive space for Aquaman to come into the world. It was really remarkable and shocking how many people cared about his name. So from the get, I was like, I know we're going to let people down because there was just so many people guessing the name. It was really fun to watch. I was kind of off for the first week because I really, when I cuddle with Aquaman, I try not to be on my phone like this or like this. I think like the waves or something, like the technology, the radio waves or something. I don't want to like get near him. I know that probably sounds crazy and you could probably be on your phone with your baby, but like I don't need him dreaming about like TikTok sounds, you know what I mean? So I wasn't on too much. Now I'm on a little bit more, and I just loved seeing the reactions, and I loved seeing the guesses, and it just felt fun. I don't know, something lighthearted that the whole internet could come together on. This is our final baby, so we don't need to hear, are you pregnant again, get pregnant again, do this, do that. Like, again, I love the internet for just having a little bit of fun with our babies, but just know that this is the last. I will not get pregnant again. I did get my tubes removed after my C-section, and that was for my safety. I've had 3 C-sections in 3 years, which is not recommended by any doctor. My doctor kept calm about it, and I made it through, but I did have some complications with my labor and delivery. That story time will be up on my YouTube channel probably tomorrow, but yeah, we are officially done having babies, and it makes me sad. I really would love to have 6 babies, but I am 37, my husband's a little older than me, and we're ready to just raise our 3 babies and start this second half of life with our baby chapter, and really just taking all the newborn snuggles. I still have a very small daughter who's 14 months, Elvis, and then I have a toddler, Malibu 3. So we're really kind of just in this little like baby bubble right now, being at home. But hopefully in the next couple of years, we'll be able to travel more with them and really see the world. So finally, we want to become more involved with preserving our world, our environment, making our oceans cleaner, water safer, just really providing a world for which our future children can live and thrive. I think before I had kids, it's like global warming, climate change, what does it all mean? But I really feel like now more than ever, we need to save the world, make it a better place, like for real though. And I feel like starting with Aquaman, it starts within our waters. My husband has always done really great work with helping make waters clean and taking garbage out of our oceans and stuff. So I think we're gonna get more involved with all that. It's something that's really new to me, but we gotta try. We gotta start somewhere, because I know we have Gen Z doing a great job out there. Shout out Gen Z. We love you. Thank you for making me cool again. Then we have Generation Alpha with Malibu and Elvis. And then Aquaman right here is the beginning of Generation Beta. So there's plenty of generations to come, and we need to make sure that our world is safe and able for them to live and thrive. And we gotta leave it a better place than when we found it. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. And thanks for welcoming Aquaman to the world. He's living his life. Peaceful. Sleeping, we love it.